I've talked in the past how when you're learning a language, it's useful to consistently listen to the language, listen to example sentences, listen to dialogue from TV shows, and to record those and listen to it when you're driving in the car in your free time. And that's very useful to just ingrain within you some practical sentences. It helps you to learn the context of how to use certain words, and it helps your listening and also your output. If you're really understanding the words at a deep enough level, it starts to help with that. But then there's another aspect, which is listening to music. So music is kind of a similar principle because it's something that you can listen to over and over. It has this correct grammar, it has different vocab that you might memorize that vocab just to understand the lyrics to the song. And if you sing along, it almost gets catchy and you can memorize a lot of words that way. So music in my study of Chinese has been helpful, but it's not as good as listening to dialogue or actual spoken language, especially in a language like Chinese. And the reason I found that to be the case is that Chinese is a tonal language, as many of you may know, and the tones kind of get lost when you're learning it via music, because the music doesn't necessarily have the correct tones to match the melody, to match the song that it's within. They will change the tones. I think I saw a YouTube video, I forget who it was made by, but they said only approximately, I think like 40 or 50% of the tones are correct within different genres of Chinese songs. So memorizing it in that sense is not very useful to being able to have correct pronunciation. And I think it's also like that probably in most languages, because you're kind of singing along to a melody and it doesn't necessarily sound how it would if you're just speaking it straightforward, just straight up speaking the language. But on the other hand, I do think learning via music is useful in the sense that if it's a song you like, you are going to make an effort to learn the lyrics so you can sing along. And there's been a couple times where a song will have lyrics and some of the words I've never heard of before. And since I want to know what they're singing about in the song, it will force me to go look it up. And I'll look up some words, I'll start to learn some new words, and then these words become a part of my vocabulary in daily life. And the music, if it's catchy, you're going to be listening to it constantly, and it's just really a good way to also learn the context of how to use the words in a sentence. And words that occur in a song might be a little more vivid, because you're learning the language, trying to communicate on a basic level. So a lot of the words you're going to be saying are straightforward, just trying to get straight to the point and communicate your message. You're not going to be making it really poetic or using vivid, illustrious language. But if it's from a song, it's going to have a lot more of kind of a poetic vibe to it. And if you start to memorize songs, then you yourself will start to have kind of a more eloquent way of speaking. So I think that overall it's a good tool to use, but I would say it doesn't completely replace the need to memorize actual sentences that are used in daily life. And as for Chinese, it's not going to help you very much with how to actually pronounce the words because, like I said, the tones don't really match. There might be similar things in other languages too, where some of the words get changed how they're pronounced to fit the melody, the tune of the song. So yeah, I would say go at it, especially when you get to an intermediate or higher level. You can start to really enjoy the songs and understand the lyrics. Even if you're a beginner, there's maybe some songs that are really simple. I feel like a lot of songs don't use too many complex words because maybe their target listener, they're targeting the lowest common denominator person. And it's a lot of things, like if it's an emotional song, everyone feels emotions. So it might be using some basic words about happy, sad, all that. Like, what's that song? I don't remember, like it's maybe 10 or 15 years old now, but it's just like happy, like they say that over and over and over and over. So if there was an equivalent in your target language, or they're just repeating the word for what happy is, even if you're a beginner, you will hear, if you know that that means happy and that's what the song is about, you would hear the word for it 1,000 times. So if you like that song, I'm sure you're going to master that one vocabulary word just from listening to that song. So yeah, go ahead and use music, but don't rely on it too much.